Grand final day is upon us. We're in Melbourne, Rod Laver Arena at capacity and ready. The West Coast Fever and the Melbourne Vixens fired up and ready. All right, so let's get into the Nissan team cards. Catherine, the West Coast Fever.
Yeah, well, no changes really here to this lineup, and why would you change it? Dan Ryan will, of course, go to the bench. He's done that right throughout the season, incredible depth, but this is the line that'll get it done early.
Bianca, your Vixens lineup, you've declared your colours.
I've declared my colours. I'm wearing the navy. Garvin and Austin, of course, from the start. Zara Walters in at wing attack. Kate Eddy is going to be a crucial cog into this defensive lineup for the Vixens. And of course, Hannah Mundy on the bench, back into the 10, hasn't played since round 10.
Grand final day is here, folks. Suncorp Super Netball champions are just around the corner. Kate Maloney, the captain of the Melbourne Vixens, will get us underway in the blue strip on camera, heading to your left of screen. And the West Coast Fever, the minor premiers, will go into defence to begin with. Kira Austin, well, they'll expect an enormous amount from her today. And straight away, the impact has been felt as Katie Ann Dehaney, very slow to get up. Sophie Garvin says get on with it.
Here's the Harvey Norman replay. Hard to pick it up, but I think that's going to be what this grand final looks at.
At the line with Kransberg. Now Fowler Nemart out. Oh, finds her way to the post. Well, the moving goat.
Well, the moving goat loved it too, didn't she? Slammed her hands together. It looked like it could have almost been a layup at the end of it as well.
Well, the Power 5 is upon us. The siren goes. Austin looks to line up for the first. Big hands from Dehaney. Clever from Garvin. Here they go again. Austin into the 2. A chance to light up the crowd on grand final day, and she does just that. So last chance here for the Fever. 12 seconds on the clock. Kransberg. Vision's quick, took everything from Fowler Nemart. And Rudy Ellis has put her heart on the line in every moment of this first 15. The siren will go, Fowler Nemart to take the penalty. And they score, but the Melbourne Vixens, well, they'll take the first rights here on grand final day. It's a close one, isn't it? Tightly contested. The Vixens have turned up to play, haven't they? Terrific second phase, straight off that second pass, centre pass, should I say, to Austin. Forced back though.
They're 100% conversion on their centre passes in the first quarter. The Melbourne Vixens will be absolutely wrapped with that as Garvin chases one down.
Well, they did that last week against the Swifts in that final quarter. Garvin, well, she didn't want it, and it goes straight to the hand of Katie Ann Dehaney. The deflection turns to gain for the Fever. And I can see your frustration, Kathy. You wanted to turn and shoot. It hasn't been the pattern all year, though, for the Vixens. But that's been the pattern for the West Coast Fever. Transition through to goal. Well, this is grand final fashion, isn't it? Blow for blow. Ariane, Dehaney, alert back at the line. Teague Neal. And then Rudy Ellis out hunting in the scraps to Joe Weston. Well, the Vixens, they're having a crack at absolutely everything. Fowler Nemart in the back of play, just raising her hands. There's the turnovers, 7-6.
You often talk about Kate Maloney being that person that'll put the body on the line, leave nothing out there. Tonight for me, it's Joe Weston. Have a look at that on the Harvey Norman replay. Did not care she was running headfirst into opponents.
Great tussle between Teague Neal and Weston.
Weston is a woman possessed.
Yeah, isn't she? Equal penalties to both sides. Look at the take from Garvin, the quick offload in the air. Wouldn't this be a pattern of play? Oh, Suncorp super shot dropped for Austin. The Fever, they'll want a single at the bare minimum, under pressure. Contact the call, 9 seconds on the clock. The umpire's called time, play on. justice. Contact again, 6 seconds, 5. Kranzberg's aware of it. Fowler Nemart up through the middle. Again, after the siren, the Fever take the penalty shot. And it's all about the Melbourne Vixens in this first half. They've been applying the pressure, and they'll go into this first half with early advantage. And we're going to go straight down now to the head coach of the Melbourne Vixens. Ready to go, Simone McInnes. G'day, Simone. Grand final day. Great to have you here. And can I say, I saw a smile on your face in that first 30 minutes. It's got to be connected to the fact that your team's on fire at the moment.
Look, we've had a really good start. I'm pleased with the first quarter and then built on that again in the second. So it's got to be able to keep that momentum, keep that pressure on for this third quarter.
Simone, your chat around your defensive stuff, because particularly Joe Weston looks possessed in this game. Rudy Ellis doing the job too. They brought the physicality.
Look, but it's also the work across that transverse with that goal attack and wing attack as well. So we have to sustain some pressure, mix it up, but still go for ball and keep the work rate up defensively.
What was your final word, Simone, to the team as they came back out after half-time?
Look, but they've had a great start. They've won 2 quarters, but and they've got to keep that work rate, that intensity, that focus. That Fever are going to be coming back hard, and we have to be prepared for that.
Simone, we really appreciate your time on grand final day.
Thanks, Gordy.
So the West Coast Fever, some early influence in this third quarter. Scored the first 2. And listen to the roar as Hannah Mundy comes onto the court. The crowd just alight. West Coast Fever weathering that though. Straight to Fowler Nemart. So Wilkinson onto the court, played in 13 games this year for the Fever, averages 29 minutes. And she's got Joe Weston to deal with, who, as we've said, is on fire today. Goes again, quick offload. From behind is Rudy Ellis. No, it was Joe Weston. Oh, extraordinary, the crowd. They're chanting Weston's name.
And that is exactly what you want your defensive duo to do on Fowler Nemart. One covers the front, one sweeps along the back, and you hope you can get a hand to it when it's up there in the air.
There is an awful lot going on in those circles though.
They need to reward the moment as Mundy hits the circle edge in Mundy fashion. So this is a Joe Weston goal if I've ever seen one.
Here's a Harvey Norman replay. There is Weston. Sweeps across the back, just throws her arm up there.
Looking for Wilkinson again. Paid attention to by the 2 Vixens defenders. And then the offensive contact on Wilkinson. Well, it hasn't worked for the Fever.
And that's part of Fever's game. We've been wondering if they can handle it when they have to take the super shots. Only 33 for the entire season they've taken.
I think I'm a little frustrated in the fact that they didn't have to take it, as we see a turnover here come from Kranzberg. Have they learnt the lesson of trying to force something they don't need to force in that last passage of play?
Patience from
Weston all over it.
Olivia Wilkinson sent the message yesterday and Weston read it.
Brute strength coming from the Vixens goal defence.
Well, she's best on court by a ballpark at the moment is Joe Weston. One of the most experienced out there. Her, Maloney and Fowler Nemart playing the most finals, and gee, it's showing.
They look like they're just warming up in attack, don't they? It comes through Mundy, the pickup from Kira Austin.
Well, a chance to punish here, Catherine and Bianca, for the Vixens. They can milk this clock, take the last goal of the quarter, and head into the final break full of confidence. Kira Austin offloads to Garvin. They take the single. They lead by 5. It's their centre pass. Got to go quick. Mundy, the high release. It doesn't quite get there, but the siren will go, and the Vixens, they've surged in this third quarter. They've put their foot down. Their shoulders are back. And the memory of last week will be right upon them. They are 4th dominators in a finals campaign. 15 minutes to find out our Suncorp Super Netball champion. The ball in the hands of Jordan Kranzberg. Here we go, folks. Buckle in. So Austin with an early penalty. Dehaney on. Rudy Ellis pleading to the umpire. Umpire says play on, and then...
That is unbelievable. But Alice, the good thing is she turned her attention straight away to where the ball was. She could have wasted a lot of time then trying to plead to the umpire.
17 to 15 on the turnovers. Some big and intriguing moments in this game, but Rudy Ellis, as she did last week, is stepping up as the backbone here for the Melbourne Vixens. Two enormous tasks in her finals campaign.
This season, this final quarter has not been a friend to the Melbourne Vixens. I think they put that to bed last week when they came from 10 behind to beat the Swifts.
We said that enough in commentary, didn't they?
Yeah.
Proved us wrong quickly.
Don't look like slowing up here or losing any sort of control.
6-goal lead to the Vixens, the biggest of the game. A chance now to push to 7. They've put some real doubt into the Fever here. If Austin can drop this, not to be the rebound with Dehaney. And gee, if ever there was a moment for the Fever here, it's right now. Must convert.
Yeah, it was the first miss for Kira Austin in regular time. Great time for Dehaney to be on. Clean that rebound up.
Here's this defensive setup, blocking the middle channel. Wilkinson does well to break through.
Well, Eddie trying to get a sneaky hand in. Not, says the umpire. Teague Neal sets the penalty. Wilkinson wants to go again. Their hands are in everything, the Vixens. Lines up, much needed. Too much on it though, but Fowler Nemart, easy rebound. 11-8 this quarter from the Fever. Haven't won a quarter yet though. Austin, good space into the pocket for Mundy. Quick offload from the chest. So, the last single goal in the 10-minute period now sets the siren for the Power 5. 3 the difference. The Vixens, they've attacked the post in the super shot period. Fowler Nemart had her arm tangled by Rudy Ellis.
The last 5 wins been decided by 3 goals or less. They've been in these moments. They've got the wins. They know how to do it.
So the West Coast Fever made a moment against the Vixens, and then Rudy Ellis makes a moment against Fowler Nemart. Not enough on that pass, and a chance to level up has just been stolen. The Melbourne Vixens, well, this could be the moment of the game. Kira Austin lines up for a super shot to punish. It doesn't land, but it'll go to the Fever. They get out of jail. Through the court, Anstis. There's your Harvey Norman replay. Under pressure, nowhere to go. They find Ariane toying with the clock. Oh, gee, you can feel the pressure through this court, girls.
Anstis calling for players.
Weston.
Come forward, Joe Weston.
Front position, drove for the ball.
Well, the Melbourne Vixens fans just got on their feet then. They can sense something here. The West Coast Fever have spawned 2 opportunities under the pressure of the Vixens. Austin. Again, the pocket as Dehaney goes looking. Contact the call.
West Coast Fever don't need to put themselves under pressure with a 2. I think if it happens organically, absolutely take it. If you're Kira Austin particularly.
Kranzberg up the middle. Look, they cannot get across this transverse line. Teague Neal. Wilkinson. To Fowler Nemart. They've got to find a way to go 2 here, the Fever. It's through Fowler Nemart to execute, and it bounces out. Hold on. Hold on. The umpire has called a penalty under the post. So it was an offensive, a contact on Rudy Ellis. They'll have to go again here, the Fever. Fowler Nemart again. Couldn't do the first. Can she do the second? It's another offensive contact. Can you believe it? Oh, gee, a third look at it for Fowler Nemard. And it eventually drops. What an epic moment in a grand final that was. Won the difference. Oh, the desperation. Every single player leaving nothing on the court. 40 seconds. The Vixens last week, they played this ball around. They did it for over a minute. It is theirs to lose. Austin, the Fever hunting. 26 seconds. They can taste it, the Vixens. Back to Western. Maloney, the experienced trio with Austin. 17 seconds. Again, back to the line. Oh, gee, the fans can feel it, folks. They can feel it. The Melbourne Vixens, they're going to hold on. Sharon McMahon knows it. 5 seconds, they go long. And the underdogs have become unstoppable as the Melbourne Vixens go from bridesmaid to Suncorp Super Netball champions.
Congratulations, our 2025 Suncorp Super Netball champions.